Hi Capricorns, if you want to come on in, see your ink blot made in your name and essence in December for December. And we'll gaze to gain through your abstract aura to see what shapes and symbols speak. If you want to take a screenshot, Capricorns, there we go. So you can scry on your own time and terms. When you're ready, Capricorns, I'm going to close the eyes, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. And let's see what's going on. We'll add some tarot and oracle on in a moment. Thank you as always for holding space for me to share my insights. I'm very, very grateful. All right, Capricorns. I'm seeing like a pea in a pod. See if I can share this. I don't have my glasses on today, but that's okay. We got our little scryacle if we need it. I'm seeing like a pea in a pod here. No, I actually might need my glasses. Hold on. All right, Capricorn, sorry. I needed my goggles. It's early in the morning here. So let's see here. Okay, let's get on. Pea in a pod. This feels like immense earth stuff. Like, you know when you break a pea and it makes a snapping noise? Now, I do hope for most Capricorns this snap isn't in a mental break. But I'm kind of feeling like even if it's in along that lines, it could be really, really positive. To be like, you know what? I'm at my wit's end. And also being a fellow Capricorn, and I say this kindly, but I feel like being amongst other Capricorns, or if you're cross-watching for a Capricorn, majority of Capricorns I know have a particular and personal tolerance for what is received and perceived as stupidity. So I'm just saying what I'm seeing and feeling. But I'm sensing Capricorns in this pea in a pod. It's like grabbing a hold of things and realizing that you've been like a pea plant. You've been growing a few things in one pod, and it's cracking open, and you can see kind of now what you want your future to hold. Personal energy and the collective energy of Capricorn, right? Sun, moon, rising, etc. Because that's what's being offered to the collective. But the work's done at home. The work is done in your pod. And something's ready, if not already. But it's going to, there we go, affect a lot of things. So like this one little exposure of one pea in the pod, because that might be what you're ready to present. And it's like, poosh, yeah, look at that. It feels very earthly. And it's almost like the sensation of coming back home. And maybe even that snap is like, who am I, or who do I want to be in this? And that doesn't, because I just got a sensation or a question of, but is that stagnant? No, I'm not getting the sensation it's stagnant. Almost like it's not static, Capricorn. It's like tuned in through the temples to the electromagnetism. I don't think this is a word. Sorry, Mitchie. Electro or magnetism of plasma. Is this the word that's coming through? Some sort of plasma and geometry, like the fabric of your existence and how that spreads out, because it is spreading out like through the dirt, like mycelium, like in the fine woven unseen and that unseen being as above and so below. Deep under the earth, one of the expressions of so below, and as above, like in the invisibility of air and the thoughts. And that's coming from the temples. And there's this feeling of grabbing hold of what matters to you. Like in I'm seeing them as like granny bags. So there's this rising up in yeah, it's like granny bags. Kind of like Mary Poppins, you know, like there's a big bag and like lots of things come out. So looks can be deceiving is also coming through. And I feel like sometimes that's presented to you like, oh, okay, well they have, you know, Capricorn has their bag, and you're like, but like things keep coming out of this bag. It's like, how deep is this bag? And it's like, but you're dealing with a Capricorn. It's there's creative and there's calm, there's chaos, there's connectivity, there's all these different like bits and bytes. Is that what that thing's called? It's coming through. And nuts and bolts, like that snack mix where there's a bunch of different things, but they make one really good snack. I'm going to flip it to win it here, Capricorns. Let's see what's going on from a different perspective. Something about lightening up in what's being held in the physical energy expression. So like your meat suit. The mindset is moving beyond the parameters of your like they're outgrown. So now there's, and this is like earth expansion. So it feels like you might be connecting with different people on the earth. And that's interesting. So I'm going to say this in possibly a weird way. You might be deciding to connect with different earthlings or current incarnations, some of which you have actually known in a perpendicular past paralleling life. And I'm seeing that up here, right? Like you're going to meet, this feels friendly, but if you're looking for love, by all means, you do you. Those channels are always personal. And okay, so even though they're earthling, and you're earthling, and there's all these people incarnate, it's like you're going to be moving, gravitating like magnet. If there's pieces of metal all around, and there's, say, a Capricorn magnet of those that are willing to work or reconnect, and I can see this magnet go off and all the pieces come together, and then it forms like an egregor or an energy. And I'm not trying to be like in a summoning kind of way. This is like, oh, we're all pieces of this one being, this one structure, this one energy, but it's flexible. It's not contained, even though Capricorns really enjoy and employ structure. And it's almost like realizing, as the Capricorns, I believe we like teeth and bones. It's almost like Capricorns, you are the structure. But as each of you come together with your elements, all of the stuff out here that kind of creates this new form, that's the flexibility. You are the structure. And this comes in making maybe new friends on the earth, on the planet, from those paralleling perpendicular lives. It happens in thought realm, or it may happen in virtual realm or online. There's something where it's not necessarily tangible. And that's what brings me into that whole, like the metal pieces are a tangible expression of the metal element, but the magnetism is invisible of it. I don't know. I don't know how to say that without sounding any more crazy. But if you can feel me, Capricorns, perhaps you can resonate with that and apply it. I'm gonna add on some steampunk here as I continue to gaze to gain. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. All the links are below to help a gal grow. Okay, I can't, my perception's not shifting with this, like Mary Poppins, Peapod, Granny carrying these bags. So it's telling me that even like subconscious, conscious realm, the same actions being done. So there's something aligned in that for the, we're here for the Capricorn collective. There's a softening about something. I feel like at some point in time you've gone through something that left a mark, whether it was heartbreak or a job, you know, any of the tangible channels, or maybe just simply a connection didn't pan out. But I'm also seeing that as it's being worked through and healed, because there's not an end goal I'm hearing. It's not about being healed. It's always in a state of what it is. And so it's almost like releasing the concern of healed as a finite place to healing, to this lingering longevity place, to hurt. I feel like I did that backwards, but that's fine in that timeline. But it's kind of like taking me back in time. There was something that kind of like wounded or punctured. And it's almost as if I can feel in this ink blot and energy of a Capricorn or Capricorn collective. It's like I'm no longer concerned if I'm hurt, healing, or healed. It is, and this is what I'm working with to pursue. And it too, like that energy, will be mutable and it will change and it will transform. And those aren't even the words I'm hearing. Transmutation or transportation, something along that lines. Spring heel jack, an engineer, if you want to take a boo at those. I swear there was a third card. Okay, maybe I'll grab a third card. So the spring heel jack that's what I'm talking about. That something, and something that really stands out to you, just like that really sticks in my craw and kind of left a mark on you. And now through the ink blot, I apologize, like way deep in here, there it is. So it once like left a mark. Like if I was reading someone's eyes, not that I know how to do, I think it's called oncology, but okay. So if I was reading someone's eyes and they might say, oh, like there's a mark in there and like it won't go away, like it means something. Okay, so that's something about the eye. So it could be in regards to sight, whether it's tangible sight, perception, perspective, or your psychic sight. Because now I'm seeing it, because I've released that timeline of hurt, healing, healed, to now I can see it like a sperm and an egg. And it's like, oh, spring heel jack, like death, very like it's a bunch of different pieces and things of some aspect of death. You're like, oh, I am the creator, pea in the pod. My thoughts about this tether out. Oh, it feels fantastic, Capricorns. And I apologize. And the engineer is coming through. And this is about like that blueprinty feel, but it's not in, that's the geometry. Thank you. It's even the way I'm seeing this in here, I don't think they're actual eyes or anything like that, but I'm seeing them as eyes, those two grates, and there is eyes. There's something about the sight. Oh, fantastic. So here she is, and see like this big robot egregore energy in there? Like the Capricorn collective is taking all their pieces and making this mutable, changeable thing. But it's like every Capricorn in some way, shape, or form, every piece is an engineer. Capricorns are getting to work, pee in the pod. And I also want to note that like the spring-heeled Jack, you're going to zip into this quickly. But it's like once it happens, and it might zip into that quickly. Like once the snap happens, snap, crackle, pop, you're going to be able to get to work quickly. But then there might be this, I don't want to say lulls, but like a little bit of a wave, because sometimes when you feel like you're in a lull, it's actually other perhaps Capricornic energies are doing their work. So as your engineering part is to step back from a minute and observe, perhaps connect and have conversations with other energies. They don't have to be Capricorn, but they feel connected to this consciousness. Okay, Capricorns, we're going to add on one more card here. We're in December. So this reading's for December, but it's always timeless, right? The ink blots aren't held in stone. We have regeneration. Capricorns are regenerating something. There is a butt ton of observers up there. Okay. That was weird. And again, there's those two balls, but I'm seeing them as eyes. But the spring-heeled has the moon, the one eye. Okay, so earlier on, the spring-heeled is the masculine energy. The engineer is actually the feminine energy right now. It's like the feminine energy will be the tinker, the nurturing of this egregore. But the male aspect will constantly be on the lookout for other energies and other elements that will be working on this. And then the regeneration comes in, male and female aspects of oneself, of the collective energy, this, that, or the other. It's healing. It's very, very healing. Okay, let's add on before we get ready to close here for the Capricorns. Thank you. Lots of things. There's people waiting for you. I don't know if they're tangible or in spirit. They're observing, kind of in that classic watchers thing. But they want to approach you. And this might be, remember when I was talking about that other energy out there, like whether it's online, virtual, or tangible, or even just when you're out and about, like you might have that weird when people just, they're going to talk to you. Out of all the people in the parking lot, they're going to pick you. People want to approach you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I saw the owl there, so there is a wisdom in all this. Okay, thank you. Because there's just a lot going on in these cards for Capricorn. Elders is coming through. Protection. Altar. And divination. I'm going to take a boo, Capricorns. Yeah, those are those watchers, observers, even perhaps spirits stepping forward to communicate with you. Even it's not necessarily just in that container from a divination standpoint. It can also be the spirit of other incarnations that are stepping forward to you, because Capricorns, you're moving on up, and if not already, in that elder engineer. It's like that blueprint feeling of the geometry, but it's not not just what we think. There's a lot of other elements. Somebody is saying hi as well in spirit, one of your ancestors. If you have a ritual or some sort of devotion in regards to protection, as you are protected, but maybe amping up because it feels like there's more attention on you, and that can feel a little just like the magnetic shards, right? Other people might try and gravitate into that, and I think there's a lot. So maybe upping any sort of ritual or cleansing that you may have going on, because and it's in regards to your dominion, to ensure the sovereignty of your soul and spirit to move through this incarnation. Being helpful, but not contributing to codependency. So something about like, I don't even like necessarily enjoy the word empowered. I appreciate it and I understand it, but just powered. Again, this is that feeling. There's empowered, dispowered, and then powered. You know, just like Capricorn's like, it's power. I will move around and towards the best version of power. Because empowered can be great, and also feeling disempowered can spark that snap to get people moving, right? I hope that makes sense. And divination, that feels, well, that's where we're here together, and that's very lovely. But the words are: take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. Peas in a pod, Capricorns. Closing out this calendar year, I'll call it, with poise, purpose. We'll take one more for Capricorns as we close out. Sorry, I was seeing alligator handbags as well. Like, I don't know if it's in a movie or not. I can't remember, but I'm seeing like, holding a bag and it's moving around, like Grandpa Munster or something like that. There's something going up there. Okay. Capricorns, to close out for our reading. So thank you for joining me. We have nurture yourself. Of course, that falls in line with that protection and the altar, especially if you're working in divination, but not only, if you're working with density as well. So if you're looking to change that job or move through relationships, it's the resonance, right? Take charge of the situation. This is that pea in the pod feeling. Total magician vibes. Parting of the sea. To be like this, that, the polarities, etc., etc. Oh, and there was a sneaker behind here. The Capricorns, like how fitting. Spiritual law of attraction and trust. Trust in that. Trust in your ability. There's that geometry again as well. And Vishnu here being, again, very green, like that pea in a pod. All right, Capricorns, thank you so much for scrying with me. I hope this resonated in one fashion or another. Receive or release freely. If you're looking for a personal Rorschach, you can be my muse. Links are below, or you can donate. All that kind of good stuff. So Capricorns, thank you. Until next time, bye.